Sri Lankan commercial banks like People's Bank, Bank of Ceylon, which are state commercial banks, large commercial banks especially, and also Commercial Bank of Ceylon and Hatton National Bank, Ceylon Bank, Sampat Bank, Panisha Bank, all the large commercial banks are given the legal authority to issue their own notes, similar to the Central Bank of Sri Lanka issued notes, that is 1,000 or 500 and 5,000 notes, according to the foreign assets, which the Fitch rating of the US, they say the foreign assets of the commercial banks have been invested in the Sri Lanka development bonds, right? And as a result, they downgraded the Sri Lanka commercial banks, ratings to CCC negative, banking environment negative in the country. But then, if commercial banks issue their own currencies, well, even if the overseas commercial banks do not lend money to Sri Lankan commercial banks because of this downgrading by the Fitch ratings to CCC negative, banking environment negative in Sri Lanka for central commercial banks, right? Based on the assumption that the central bank stipulated to Sri Lanka commercial banks to invest their foreign assets into Sri Lanka development bonds issued by the government of Central Bank of Sri Lanka, right? And a subsequent exposure in the parliament during the maiden speech by the Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe in a wrongful, unethical way, breaching the secrecy laws, trade secrecy, banking secrecy laws of Sri Lanka, that Sri Lanka government during an urgent time depends on the commercial banks' overseas borrowings to settle the foreign debts, right? To boost the foreign reserves. This revelation only made this situation. So, accordingly, what Sri Lanka must do is, if the private banks and the state commercial banks issue their own notes, and also since there is a downgrading of the commercial banks, Sri Lankan commercial banks, due to political reasons, due to Ranil Wickremesinghe's alliances abroad to US, UK, and EU, and also to the LTT diaspora, to divide this country, because he is the one who signed the ceasefire agreement and put, the war came because, and ultimately LTT leaders died, and Velupillai Prabhakaran died, and there was a huge war because Ranil Wickremesinghe's inability to, at that time to continue his government. But his government, after signing the ceasefire agreement, it was dissolved by President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga, since President had the mandate to dissolve the government after 1 year of its duration, right? That's how the President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga in 2004, upon my advice, dissolved Ranil Wickremesinghe's government, as he was weak, because the ceasefire agreement resulted in elimination and killing of all Sri Lanka army, intelligence officers, and many more assassinations by LTT. Even my school, DSNI college's Lieutenant Colonel Tuan, he was a Malay, person who studied at our school. He was in charge of the long-range reconnaissance patrols to, capture Prabhakaran, which I advise to end the war without a war. Without damaging the Sri Lankan Tamil people's lives and property. If we capture the top LTT leaders and bring them before the Supreme Court, there wouldn't be a need for a war, right? That is how Colonel Mutalib tried to do this. But then Ranil Wickremesinghe's ceasefire resulted in LTT assassinating him, and as a result, I advised President Chandrika Kumaratunga at that time, 2004, to dissolve his government and then bring back Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa. So this whole situation, when you look at this situation, you can see his alliances with LTT because he failed to keep his word and continue the ceasefire in that way, rather than signing the ceasefire agreement by Ranil Wickremesinghe in Vaunia and Prabhakaran in Kilinochchi. He could have gone face to face to meet Prabhakaran in Kilinochchi and sign this agreement face to face with each other, right? As I did. I went face to face and through the A9 road. That is how a leader must be, right? If you are a leader, if Ranil Wickremesinghe was a true leader, he could have gone to Kilinochchi and signed this agreement face to face. But Prabhakaran did not. Prabhakaran wouldn't come to the government control areas. But Ranil Wickremesinghe, as a Sri Lankan, as our country's de facto one, he was part of Sri Lanka legally at that time under United Nations recognition. He could have gone to one year and face to face sign this. He did not do that, and as a result of his fault only, the whole war came, right? Because of that. But not only he didn't sign face to face, but he later allowed LTT to kill the Sri Lanka army soldiers. At which point I, decided to advise President Chandrika Kumaratunga to suspend and cancel the Ranil Wickremesinghe's government by dissolving. So, this political maneuvering which failed by Ranil Wickremesinghe due to his inability to stand firm as a man, right, resulted in this situation. And now the situation is that LTT and internationally the companies, everybody is politically attacking the Sri Lankan government based on this Ranil Wickremesinghe's manipulations in the parliament regarding the Sri Lanka government dependence to boost foreign reserves on the commercial banks borrowing overseas. Since political authority downgraded Sri Lanka commercial banks to government downgraded CCC negative, commercial banks are unable to borrow overseas now. Okay, so let it be like that. That's perfectly good, because if they are unable to borrow overseas, in the call money markets overseas in London, New York, and also Europe, and also Singapore, Tokyo, then they are unable to pay them also their call money obligations and their foreign exchange, overnight borrowings, weekly borrowings, which have to be paid back overnight in foreign exchange. If they are downgraded, is done. That is the meaning. So Sri Lanka commercial banks must be advised not to offer any foreign, as the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa rightfully did day before yesterday, after my advice, by cutting off any foreign exchange outflow from Sri Lanka, because that is the reason. Because then the commercial banks would not be able to settle their overseas foreign exchange and call money market obligations in the international foreign exchange and call money banking, interbank money market, London interbank offering market, Libor markets, etc.